When I was a child, I did nothing but dream. And I'm sure we all have done that when we were children. Um, Dreams when I was younger was a form of escapism. I dreamed that I would become a policeman when I was like 7 or 8 years of age. I've always been quite tall for somebody from a Bangladeshi background, and I just thought, yeah, you have to be a certain height to be a policeman or policewoman, and that was my first dream that I remember, that I recall. Today's clip is all about dreams. I want to share a few minutes of my time with you to explain the importance of dreams, in particularly from my perspective. Dreaming, I believe, is so phenomenally powerful. I think it can most definitely drive us to help achieve our dreams, our goals. It can definitely help us, put us in the right steer in terms of what we want to achieve when we grow up. I think dreaming is something that, culturally speaking, I was never really allowed to do. So I felt quite rebellious when I was young and dreaming all the time that, oh, I would be this, oh, I would be that. That dream kind of continued when I was into high school. And when I was in high school, I dreamed to have an education and pursue my academia. And it's a dream that was extremely difficult for me to fathom because somebody from my background, at my age, the days that I was growing up, was really sort of unheard and undone in those days. So for me, dreaming was incredibly important. It was an incredible, powerful tool because it allowed me to remove my mind from thinking about all the negative and all the barriers and challenges that I would face. And knowing that I have an end goal of achieving a particular dream was incredibly important to me. So I think as time went on, that helped me. And as I grew older and moved into adulthood and coming out of university, I definitely used my powerful tool known as dreaming, a way for me to kind of navigate myself through working in predominantly a male environment, predominantly white environment, where somebody that looks like me found it incredibly difficult to overcome some of those challenges. But I did. And this is why I really believe we should all encourage each other to start dreaming. We should all encourage ourselves to dream, and nothing is impossible. And that's something that I've learned in my sort of short space of my life, where what's the worst thing that can happen when you are dreaming? You don't achieve that dream, right? Or somebody might laugh at you and say, oh, that's impossible to achieve. Well, we're going to get those sort of people in our lives throughout anyway, so it's irrelevant. And it should be irrelevant. So I wanted to spend a few minutes today just to say how it's incredibly important for us to dream. We should not give up dreaming. Dreaming is not just for kids. Dreaming is not just for nighttime, hoping you have some fancy dream. Dreaming is for all of us. And it's dreaming that can drive us to create goals and drive us to achieve those goals and help discipline us. So I think that's quite important. So if you are somebody who's been told you can't dream, chuck that out the window and start dreaming.